Hi guys, I'm coming to you with a new video because there's been a big announcement from Kuro Games regarding Wuthering Waves 1.0 and when it comes to future adjustments and stuff like that. So we're gonna get into it real quick. I don't want this video to take too long, I just want to go over it and give you all the juicy details that we're gonna get. So let's jump into it right away. Alrighty then. So here we go. I'm not gonna be reading everything, but I'm gonna give you like the crux of it, or like, yeah, you know what I mean. So anyway, let's get into it. So first of all, greetings with the dev team, blah blah blah. They're very grateful for our attention and support. They apologize for all of the issues, the optimization problems, and all of that. It's been a new experience for them because this is their first independently developed and globally published game. So it's been very hectic, let's put it this way. So they kind of want to tell us about what they're working on and what we can expect in the future. So the first part is going to be on eco development experience. Essentially, the feedback is that the eco development feels too grindy and that we are getting inadequate amount of materials for the wave plate that we spend, the stamina that we spend. So they're aware of the concerns of the community and they have confirmed that they will implement adjustments in the future and very soon to work on those concerns. So the first thing is that right now, well, not right now, but in this current version, so during 1.0, sorry, they will launch a limited time eco material double yield event called Core Cleansing. So essentially, like, you're not getting enough rewards, you're not getting enough materials for your stamina that you spend with the tacit field. We're gonna double it. We're gonna do an event to double it. This is a quick fix until the rest is adjusted. In version 1.1, they're going to do multiple changes. First of all, they will adjust the progression system of the eco development by reducing the amount of shell credit it costs. So it will be less costly to upgrade your echoes. Obviously, the shell credit has been stretched quite thin when it comes to upgrading characters, especially right now at the beginning of the game when you don't have that many resources. But yeah, so that's great. They will remove the reward cutscene of the tacit field. I'm sorry, my cat is in the background. Kiwi is having his give me attention moments. I'll give him attention afterward. So there's a little cutscene when you do the tacit field. At the end of it, like, woo, you've dealt with the tacit field. It's awesome, yay! And that takes forever. So when you want to farm it efficiently, it takes too long. So they're removing it because it feels unnecessary, and that will allow you to just enjoy the farming faster. And the third thing they're changing is that they will increase the yield of echoes and eco development materials from tacit field. They will just be increased, so that's awesome. Also, in upcoming updates, so not necessarily in 1.1, but potentially in 1.2, or just later in general, they will introduce the wave plate storage system, which essentially means that when you're capped, so if you're offline and your stamina is at 240 out of 240, some of your stamina, not all of it, but some of it will be stored and you can probably retrieve it. That is how it works in Star Rail, for example, and other gacha games. And that is fantastic because you don't want to be wasting all of your stamina just because you couldn't log in fast enough. Let's put it this way. So there it goes. Great. 2. Regarding our handling of the reward system error when recycling developed echoes. So for those who didn't know, essentially this whole part, there was an issue with the amount of shell credits that you get from recycling developed echoes. So essentially when you fodder echoes that you are already leveled up on other echoes, Kiwi, give it a rest, dude. Holy crap. You would generally get 80% of the shell credits you used back and 30% of the tuners you got back. Unfortunately, it seems that the shell credits that you were getting back was erroneous, and so they issued compensation and apologized. They got everyone like 600,000 shell credits, I believe, but essentially they're saying that they apologize for how they handled it and how they failed to properly issue an announcement regarding the issue itself, and they're very sorry about the inconvenience, and they intend to compensate all players with extra compensation which is going to be 1 million shell credits. You heard it right. 1 million! That's crazy. So that's going to be distributed on June 10th, but it will only be available for players that have been in the game since the first week. So you must have created and unlocked the mailbox function before May the 30th, okay? So this is not going to be for absolutely everybody, but for people that were obviously affected by the issue. So they apologize again, blah, 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 blah. And on top of it, to address the poor experience with the ecosystem, they will compensate this time all rovers, regardless of when they started playing the game, with 20 crystal solvent, which is equivalent to 5 days of stamina. Because it's 20 times 60. Anyway, it's a lot of stamina, okay? They appreciate our understanding and support, blah, 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 blah. That's going to be on June 3rd. Obviously, you need the mail function to be unlocked. Next, on the error in 5-star weapon description. For those who don't know, there's been a lot of issues regarding localization and translation issues. And specifically in Japanese, but probably potentially in other languages. There has been mistranslation when it comes to the 5-star weapon Verdant Summit, which is the raid-up banner weapon banner for Jian. And so because of the mistranslation, it caused a lot of uproar, especially in the JP community. And essentially, they're really apologetic. They're trying to take care of that on a case-to-case basis. And in the meantime, they intend to offer compensation for all players, not only the people that were affected by it, but every single player out there will be getting 5 Forging Tides, which is the currency used to pull on the Rate Up weapon banner. So that's great. Essentially, 5 Forging Tides, 5 pulls, that's cool. They endeavor to improve the localization across all the languages, and they appreciate our feedback and our patience and understanding. That's going to be on June 3rd, so more stuff, essentially. Next, version events. They've received feedback on Overdash Club. The Overdash Club is the current event with like some parkour. It's not amazing. It's not super engaging. The rewards are okay. Essentially, they understand that not everybody is absolutely enthused about it. And they intend to introduce a new limited time special event called Wuthering Exploration, which will offer new rewards and content to improve our gaming experience. We will get a total of 800 astrites, which is 5 pools, as well as a morphable elite class Echo 1 and morphable elite class Echo 2, which are the ones you can choose which Echo you want to get. Generally, they come with a fixed stats. And on top of it, we get some premium tuner and premium sealed tube, which is pretty good. So essentially, we're getting 5 pools, and on top of it, they're also getting us more eco-relevance rewards, which is understandable considering that this is the weakest point in terms of farming at the moment. So that's really good that they're getting us some rewards to kind of fix that on top of the compensation from earlier. Moving forward, they shall ensure they make greater collective endeavors internally in designing the version events to improve the event content quality and reward for us. Awesome. Next, on future version update timelines. So this is a doozy, let's put it this way. Essentially, they've received extensive feedback regarding the game storyline, the localization, and other aspects. They've been listening closely. And they're very, very grateful for the enthusiasm and support from the player, which has exploded their expectations. And so, I'm going to read this one. To allow everyone early access to experience more content and features of Wuthering Waves in version 1.0, we have decided to advance the release of subsequent content in version 1.0, starting on June 6th. This release will include the companion story Solitary Pass for Resonator Yinlin, the featured Resonator Convene event When Thunder Pours for Yinlin, the limited time challenge event Alloy Smelt, along with many more spin-off events and features. This is insane. They're like, you've been great, we're gonna release Yinlin in 4 days. You know what? We're not going to wait 2 weeks. you're getting in lean in 4 days instead. This is so strange. But yeah, fucking yes. Yes. I'm down. I'm waiting for Yilin, so I couldn't be happier. But I love this. They're like, okay, you know what? We want you to have more content in the game, so you're getting Yilin, you're getting a companion story, and you're getting events. All right, have fun. This is amazing. So essentially, when the current event ends, we're gonna get all of that, and then when that's Alloy Smelt event is probably gonna end, we're gonna get the other event I mentioned earlier, and that's amazing. Wuthering Wave version 1.0 will last until June 28th, so we have an official date for version 1.1, which is gonna be in 3 weeks, which is kind of crazy. After which, we'll schedule a server downtown and implement the update for Wuthering Waves version 1.1, Thaws of Eons, which will include a new area, Mount Firmament, new resonators Jinxie and Changli, which Jinxie is the... You've seen her in the story, she's the magistrate, she's the one... Sanhua is her bodyguard, and Changli is her mentor. And new boss, spoiler alert! Massive spoiler alert! Jue. Interesting. To compensate for any inconvenience caused by these version timing adjustments, we will issue compensation to all rovers. 10 Radiant Tide. More pulls. 10 pulls for the Raid Up character banner. That's 10 pulls for my Yinlin. Thank you for understanding and continued support. For detailed information on the event time adjustment, please refer to the in-game announcement. Yes. Awesome. That's going to be on June 3rd for the distribution of the Radiant Tides, blah, 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 blah. 5. On combat and control experience optimization. We've heard of feedback on auto-aiming and auto-lock controls, key remapping requirement, game field design, and essentially, those issues repeatedly came up in the discussion, and they have identified a few issues and will address them accordingly while working on a solution to other known issues not listed below. So here we are. Auto-aiming, auto-lock on, and camera performance in battle. We have disabled the combat camera correction feature on PC by default. I've disabled that because it was so annoying. We have also optimized the default values and ranges for combat camera settings. That is awesome. There's a lot of bosses which make the camera really, really, really annoying. On the top of my head, Morning X can be quite annoying. Sometimes Impermanence Heron can be quite annoying. There's other camera issues, like sometimes when you do your intro skill with Verena, for example, your camera is going to freak out. So all of that kind of sucks, so hopefully that fixes all of that. Next, bosses existing. I think it's exiting combat state unexpectedly. So essentially, they've optimized the aggro ranges of certain bosses, including Thunder and Mesphis, Crownless, Lampalumen, Myriad, and Impermanence Heron, and adjusted the prerequisite for enemies to leave the combat state. The combat state to reduce abnormal disengagement. Essentially, some bosses were like getting out of combat for no reason, and that was annoying because, you know, then they would like get topped up to full HP, all that good. So they will introduce the disengagement warning feature to make sure that you know when you might get out of combat, so you can get back in, get closer, make sure it's not a problem. Ghost touch issues on mobile. That's pretty self-explanatory. So they're gonna fix that. Delayed availability of custom key binding features. There's a lot of some key bindings are just not working. Some buttons cannot be remapped. So essentially, they're going to be working on that to support more custom key binding options for both keyboard and mouse, as well as controller mode. So this will be a gradual updates, essentially. 5. Controller mode experience optimization. In version 1.1, we'll remap the current control shortcut of Open Chat to Open Map and add an option to invert the Y-axis. And they will support controller mode on mobile devices. So this is great. It's just more update for everybody, that just more quality of life, more options for people to play with. Poor game field design impacts signification. In future versions, we'll constantly improve the event signification and game field design for characters and monsters, enhancing the overall combat experience and positive feedback during battle. Awesome, looks good. It's very vague, but I mean, that's not really something you can explain quickly, I suppose. 6. On other content, no purchase limit for store items like flour, leading to accidental purchase. This cannot hit closer to home. In recent days, we have added a weekly purchase limit for certain items in the store. So what happened to me and to a lot of players, I know I'm dumb, it's my fault probably, but I went to the bottom of the store and there were a lot of items that you could only buy 10 of them. And so I was like, okay, click, max amount, buy, click, max amount, buy. And I was doing that for all of the item. And then there was an item that didn't have a limit. So I was like, click, max amount, buy. And I got 1,700 of them. And I was like, oh, I spent like almost 2 million credit shell credit in the game, buying some random ingredients I don't care about. So yeah, apparently it has happened to a lot of people, and they're putting a limit to those. So yeah, they're gonna have like a limit of like 100 or something. I don't know, we'll see, but that's kind of funny to me. Audio and sound effect bugs. They've addressed the issue regarding the missing sound effect and excessively loud ambient sound. So they have completed some investigation updated to fix this issue. They'll continue to optimize it. Performance issues, crash and instability. They have fixed a bunch of crash and instability issues affecting certain devices. They apologize for all of that. Blah, 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 blah. Depth of Elusive Realm, event optimization and updates. They've received a lot of feedback regarding Depth of Elusive Realm event in 1.0, and in the upcoming version 1.1 update, they will further improve the event and add new content, including more playable characters, new challenges, new mechanics, and new buffs, which is amazing. I was expecting just like new characters, but not all of the rest, to be fair. Apart from the adjustment mentioned above, we recognize that there are still many issues in the game that affect player experience. We are committed to listening to every single piece of feedback, continuously organizing, optimizing, and resolving these issues to make Wuthering Waves better. We will share and communicate future updates and optimization progress with you actively. Additionally, we will continue to gather player feedback through version surveys. Since Wuthering Waves' official global launch, we have been disheartened by our inability to provide a high-quality gaming experience to all rovers. We understand that continuously releasing better versions and content is our goal and mission, and will always strive to uphold them. Finally, we sincerely thank all rovers for your continuous attention and unwavering support, get it, for Wuthering Waves from the dev team. So overall, I think this is all amazing. Yes, there has been a lot of issues, but I mean, let's be real, most games have a lot of issues upon release, right? That's just how it is. And I think this has been certainly a big experience for them. But they've been working on it. They've been doing hotfix after hotfix after hotfix, trying to help, trying to listen to the community, being very transparent, giving a lot of compensation. And honestly, this is the first, in my opinion. I feel like no other gacha game company has been that on top of things. And yes, they've messed up a few times. And yes, sometimes it's not perfect, but they are working on it. They are communicating with the community, and they're issuing a lot of apologies, a lot of compensation, and trying their best to make sure that everybody's happy and everybody is having a great experience. I've seen some ridiculous texts online being like, oh, they're just bribing you. They shouldn't give you a reward. They're making you expect things. It's like, oh my god. Is it bad? You want us to get 3 pools for a fucking New Year event? Holy shit. Dude, get a grasp. Grow up. So yeah, I think this is great. I think this is good. I'm super looking forward to more event in the game, more characters, more new stuff. I'm just elated, let's put it this way. Hopefully everybody can have a fantastic experience. I know a lot of people, especially on mobile, are still having some issues, but I hope you get to join us in the fun that Wuthering Wave is. I think it's an amazing game. The combat and the exploration has been great. And yeah, I'm locked in, as they say. All right, stay tuned for more information in the future. Thank you so much for stopping by. Give me your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, all the good. But I'm gonna have to go because Q was crying earlier. I want to make sure that he's doing okay. All right, bye guys.